Greetings Internet, welcome to episode 12 of Battle Hymn Mission 2 Hit and Run. Okay, well we've done the hit, we're now doing the run. So trying to get off the board now with a tank sort of patrolling around the beach area. So we're going to time that very, very carefully. And that's what this episode I think is going to be about. We'll see by the end of this episode if this is going to be successful or not. I'm not sure if we're going to need a 13 and a 14. It all depends on the random events, what the enemy do, etc. But I don't want this to just go on and on and on. So if it gets to that point, what I might do is just do a synopsis video of me playing through it. But we'll see. Who knows what the nasty nips will get up to? Who knows? Let's go down at the map and see what is going on. So as I say, we're definitely into the run part of the name title now. We've destroyed these buildings up here. We're now on our way back. We've got a Japanese unit here, say unit chap, who's got a rifle with no ammunition, has got no grenades and got a knife. And there doesn't seem to be anything in the rules that says what an unarmed Japanese guy will do other than keep reading the paragraphs. If you do know, let me know in the comments. It just seems bonkers that he's just staying there, but until someone gives him other orders, I suppose that's what he would do. It's this tank here that's causing me the most of the headache. He did have an accident last turn, but it was only, lose a turn. And he seems to be patrolling up to this region. And last time he's been going in this circle. But I should imagine if I've got units all the way back over here, he'll start to come up this way as well. I don't know. It's all about careful timing, as Wellington said in the movie. Right, okay, so the first thing to begin with is random events, and this now comes off. It's done its job, star shell wise, and we roll 2 dice to see if we get a random event. 7 plus 5 is 12. Dum, 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 dum. I wonder if that's going to be the 0 continuing. It says 643. 643. Well, there must be a guy who's the star shell guy somewhere in the Japanese defences. He saw the last one run out and decided, you know what? Whatever Japanese is, fire another one. Okay, so we've got to work out where it gets landed. So here we go. And that's an 8, which is X16. That doesn't sound too good. That's quite close to where I need to get off the board, isn't it? X16. Yep, it's there. All right, so how long does it last for? That's another good question. X16 is 1 to 10, I think it is, isn't it? Roll to determine the number of rounds the star shell will last. Make a note on the star shell's hex and the number of rounds it will last on your squad record. The star shell lights at the hex it impacts in and every hex within 2 hex radius of the impact hex. An illuminated hex can be seen by any soldier who has a line of sight unblocked to the hex. The 4 hex line of sight range does not apply when the target hex is illuminated. Fantastic. How long is it going to last? 8 rounds. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, if there's any way this game can screw you, it will. And there it is. 8 rounds. What is this? Super chemicals? All right, so that means... Oh, come on, get to the top. Okay, so for 8 rounds, that hex and 2 hexes from it is illuminated. So even if this tank is back here, he can see there and 2 hexes. So what does that mean? We just got to be... For 8 rounds, I can't get off until that star shell appears, but another one could appear in that time. Because if he can see me, because it's illuminated, he can shoot me. As I say, sometimes I think they do make these a little bit on the hard side. However, stop whinging. We've had the random event, so now we go to initiative. I mean, this game is pretty much stated rounds all the way through. Initiative. Okay, so they rolled a 6, I rolled a 4, so the Japanese have the initiative. Again, Doesn't happen very often that I actually get to. I'm doing it again, aren't I? I know. I'm doing it again. Whinge. Right. So with a 6, he gets 1 round. With a 6, this guy gets 2. With a 4, well, he only gets a max of 1 round anyway because he's wounded. Mr. Clark, with a 4, he only gets 1 round. So he only gets 1 round. He only gets 1 round. And these guys, they get 2, but they are out of command, so therefore they panic. Okay. All right. So Soldier U, this guy here who's prone. These are all German. Japanese activation number 0. Okay, so what's he going to do on a 0? Okay, 0 with condition 5 is paragraph 807. And what does that mean? Crouches to do best fire. He can't fire, so I'm going to have him remain prone. Once we're all out of line of sight, he might actually be doing something. He just knows we're out there. He can see us. Well, not while he's... Well, even while he's prone, he can see us, but he can't do anything. If we're going into close combat with him, we'd probably have to risk a knife attack. So that's him done. And it's a new turn because we got nobody in the non-initiative phase, so they get a new activation number, which is activation number 7. So what does he do now? Same dude, because we're doing alpha order. 7, he will be doing paragraph 803. Probably something similar. 803. Boom, boom. An active target is visible, and this Japanese is not in an open hex. Crouch and conduct best fire. Fall prone after fire. So, no. He does nothing. Then Mr. Tanky. So we'll put him down there. He's done. Mr. Tanky, what are you doing? All right, so he's over here. Okay, so we need to check his number. It was a 7. Japanese tank on a 7 does paragraph 907. Okay, that's towards the end of the book. 907. Boom, boom. If 3 or more active targets are in sight, button up. If already buttoned up, no, he's not buttoned up. If no active targets are in sight, open. He's already open. If already, see 913. I think 913 is if vehicle has been fired on, drive fast. He hasn't been fired on this turn. If vehicle has not been fired on, drive slowly. Well, he's driving fast because he has been fired. Again, it doesn't specify fired on this round or fired on ever. Yeah, you see that? I don't know. It doesn't say ever. If vehicle has been fired on, he has been fired on about 8 rounds ago. If vehicle has not been fired on, drive slowly. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think that was so long ago. He's not being fired on at the present moment, so therefore he's not under, as he probably feels, not in any present danger. So I'm going to have that as he drives slowly. Let me know what you think in the comments regarding that, because I don't know if I'm sort of cheating the Japanese there. But then again, driving fast is risky. Okay, K19 means he goes to L18. He's got 4 movement points because we're driving him slow, so he's now got 3 remaining. Can't point, there we go, 3. So he's now on L18. He goes to M18. 2. 2 remaining goes to N18. Leaving it 1 point left, and N18 he goes to O18. There we go. That's him done. But from that position, he now can see anything within 2 hexes of. You can see 4 hexes anyway. Normal line of sight in this game or in this particular mission, but he can also now see anything within 2 hexes of that star shell. So yeah, gotta be careful. But that's the tank done, which is the last Japanese unit. Right, so it's over to us then. Okay, well, we're gonna move there. Crouch. Oh, should we stay crouched? Now I'll tell you what, he'll stand up. Okay, so that's a free change. Then 1. Better check U9 because I don't know if I've been in that hex at all. U9. The last thing I need is another minefield. U9. No. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then he will crouch. Okay, so that's Mr. Clark done. Okay, so now we will get squad leader. Now, if he stands, I'll tell you what, he won't. He'll just move there. Okay, that's him done. Then we will move Davis. He'll move into there. Again, he's wounded. He's not going to stand up because that's going to be half his movement points. Anyway, so he's done. And he will stand. He'll go S9 for 2, that one for 3, and that one for 4. And he's done his 3 stance change. So that's it. Then Hibbert falls prone because he panicked. And same with Mr. G. I must admit, I keep forgetting his name. I don't know why I gave him such a difficult name. Gernbelm. I have no idea where I got that one from. I just and now I can't remember. He's the only guy on my squad whose name I cannot remember. Anywho, that completes that round. So that was a little bit short and sweet. So we will now go into the next round, which, first of all, then we have a random event. Okay, that's 8. Random event 8. 601, that's the aircraft. It's not doing anything. Okay. Initiative. Now, come on. Can I have 2 activations in a turn? I know. Is it too much to ask for? All right. So I rolled a 1 there. So the Japanese win the initiative again. Maybe I should change that green dice because it doesn't seem to roll rubbish. Okay. So Japanese 6 tank gets 1 activation. Japanese soldier on a 6 gets 2 activations. And my guy's on a 1. Okay, well, he can have a maximum of 1 anyway because he's wounded. These guys on a what? Woohoo! We didn't want the initiative. And these guys on a 1. Oh, they auto panic. Oh dear. Oh well, I even bring guys back for them and they're still going, no, we just want to get out of here. These are my picked men, as defined by the mission parameters. You know, your pick squad. Yeah, really? Really? Bringing Hibbert and Gernbelm with me? Yeah. Anywho. So, we've done the initiatives. So, they have the initiative. So, they do their activation number, which is 4. Boom, 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 boom. That's over here. And what's going to happen now? Okay. So it's Mr. Soldier with a 4. 3, 4. There's a die roll. He's going to do paragraph 812. 812. Let's type that in and have a look. Okay. I had to correct that. It was actually 862 because we're still on condition 5. That hasn't escalated. So it says, if no active target is in sight, we've now got no one in sight of him. Move as quickly as possible. So he's moving for a change. Fall prone if an active target is in sight and free stance change is available. Well, he won't have a free stance because he's standing up. That's his free stance done. He's got to move as quickly as possible, so he won't be crouching. It's still part of the same. So he's got, just double check, he has got 4 movement points. Okay, so he is in W8. W8. Right. It says it goes into, right, so he's got 4 movement points. So it says he goes into V8, which is there. Right, okay. So he's moved towards me, so 862. So if no active target in sight, move as quickly as possible, fall prone if an active target site is in sight, and free stance changes well. He's used his free stance, but he's only used 2 movement points. That's interesting. Again, it says you've got to follow these literally. So he's just gone, ah! Or whatever the Japanese equivalent is of, oh shit! As he sees my guys there. Remember, he's unarmed. Didn't say he goes into combat. So that might change what he does next activation. Which puts him here. Okay. So we've got a few things we could do there now that he's actually moved. What's Baldwin going to do? He has got grenades and he's got a submachine gun. I'm tempted to fire the submachine gun. Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? We haven't done much firing recently. Okay, so he's going to take an aimed shot with a submachine gun on this Japanese that's just bumbled through the jungle towards him, who's standing in the jungle. Okay, so a submachine gun has got a 5% chance of jamming. He rolls 86, so that's okay. Range 2 to 4 is short range, so that's 5. So that's a 5. He's got a weapon skill of 0, so it stays 5. And the guy is standing in jungle. Well, that's still -2. So it takes it to a 3. Takes it to a 3. We've got nothing else pro him. Good shooting, Baldwin. He hits with a 3. Okay. Let's see how his ammo situation is. With a submachine gun, it's a 50% chance he's used a clip. He rolls 16. That's definitely a clip gone. Okay, he's now only got 1 clip remaining. The effect of the submachine gun shot. Okay, so 0 up to 4 is wounded. 5 up to 7 is incapacitated, and an 8 and 9 is a kill. Okay. Rolls a 2. He's wounded the Japanese soldier. Okay, well, it's not too bad, I suppose. So he falls prone, as a wounded guy does. We need to find a wound marker. Markers. Wound. All right, so that makes him a little bit, and that will then drop him out of here for the moment. Okay. And that's Baldwin done. Right. Where's Davies? He's with him. He's wounded. He's crouching. Let's move him 1 hex to there in his crouch mode. And then do a free... No, can't do a free stance change. He's wounded. Okay. Baldwin could have done a free stance change because he's shot, so he will go back to crouch. Yeah. So that's Davies done. And then, where's Mr. C? He's over here. Right, okay, so he's going to go into X9. I better check to see if that is a clear hex. X9. says event. We don't have events during rounds, so he's gone there. Okay, and that's him done. That's all, my boys, over the tank. So we've got to roll a new activation number for the Japanese, and it's 0. Ooh. Tank at 0. Okay. Let's do action 900. So, where's the paragraph book? Hidden behind the combat results table, which is hidden behind the cartridge, which is hidden by the actual rules. Did I say there was a lot of paperwork in this game? I might have mentioned that briefly. 900, 900, 900. And then we've got to find it. Drive slowly. Fire cannon if active target is in a building hex or an active US vehicles in sight. Prepare cannon if unable to fire. The cannon is prepared. So nothing else will apply there because, again, we've kept out of their line of sight. So that means the tank will move and move slowly. He's currently in O18. O18, which means he will now go to P18. For one, he's got 4 movement points. Well, now he's got 3 movement points. At P18, he goes to Q18. Does this start to look familiar? At Q18, he goes to R18. And on his last movement point at R18, he goes to S18. Okay, so that's him done. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Back to me then. So, do we fire at this wounded guy, or do we go and try and take him out? I'm going to regret this, but we're going to go in and try and take him out. Or maybe even capture him. So he goes in there. So it's a charge assault. Okay. So in this situation, basic to hit is 7. Assault is a 7. If you're firing in the same hex, you've got an 8, but he's got a 7. Because the charge assault is -3. So 7 take away 3 is 4. Is the assaulting soldier wounded? No. -1, -2 of target soldier is a weapon skill of +1, +2. Target soldier hasn't got a +1 or +2. And target soldier not panic or wounded. He is wounded. This modification not applied if target soldier... No, that doesn't count. If assaulting soldier has a knife available, he does. So we're at 7, take away 3 is 4, +1 for the knife is 5. And then he's got... Balder's got a weapon skill of 0, so it's a straight 5. Let's see what we get. He rolls a 3. That's the second time he's rolled a 3. Well done. All right, so now we've got an option. Do we capture him or to kill him? Okay. Capturing him could be useful, but he is wounded. So I think we've just got to try and kill him. He rolls a 2, which is incapacitated. Incapacitated, which means he's effectively taken out of the equation. Okay, I'll just clone that. Clone the incapacitated marker. Okay, and don't need the prone anymore. So go and join the pile of prones. Don't need the rifle anymore because it was out of ammo. Okay, so that's Mr. Baldwin done. He did do a free stance change to enter the hex, so he is finished for the round. Well, for the turn, really, isn't it? Okay, next up then. Right, so we've got Mr. Clark here. Now, as I declared in probably 2 episodes ago, this incapacitated guy, rules as written, is that I have to go in that hex and take a risk of the pansies, or tiger traps, whatever they call them in this, which is, in my quite frank opinion, bollocks. We've got trenching tools. We are allowed to dig foxholes. Why can't we start scraping the hex away. It takes 4 rounds to build a foxhole. 4 actions to build a foxhole. So Mr. Clark is going to start, and he's got a PC of 7. Okay, so I'm going to see if he rolls 7 or less, he has completed half of the digging. If he rolls 8 or more, then he's done bugger all. He rolls a 2. So he's gone 2 actions into digging that hex. So I'll get Evans out. And that's him done. Now, I could put a little, why don't we put a little 2? We've got a little 2, there we go. We've done 2 out of the 4, because a foxhole takes 4 actions. So that's what I'm just viewing it as. He's not digging a foxhole, he's digging Evans out. That's my modification. Davis. Right, well, Davis is wounded. So at the present moment, he's just going to low crawl to there. Low crawl. Crouch to there. And, okay, so he will spend an action to stand. All right. Or spend a movement point to stand, sorry. A movement point, he's got 2. He's wounded, so that moves him to there for his 4. That's what he does. And these 2 brave heroes, they stay as they are. Now that completes that action round. So we've done 2 rounds in this episode. So what I'm going to do, because effectively I've got to see what this tank does. If he starts to turn back, this has got to... actually, that should be now marked as 7 rounds, shouldn't it? Thanks for letting me know. We got there in the end. So yeah, we got that. So that star shell's going to cause a bit of a delay. But I can't see anything much more happening other than me crawling around. So I'm going to carry on shooting this, or carry on doing this, but only bring in a synopsis of each round after I've done it. So this will be me signing out briefly. Next time I'll carry on talking and jibber jabbering, but I'm stopping the video recording at the present moment. It's on pause now. Okay, so I just completed the first part of the round. The enemy tank got through to this hex here. Then there was an instruction, if there was anyone north of his throw, he would have gone R16. But there isn't. So he actually turns around here. He knows that we are all over here. How he knows? No idea. Program instruction, maybe. Okay. And, yeah, these guys moved a little bit, but not too far. So, pausing again. Okay, so it's over to us now. So we're going to try with Mr. Clark to continue digging. He needs a 7 or less. He rolls a 6. All right, so he has now got hold of Evans. And as that's his first hex he's dragging him through, we've got to roll and hopefully not get a 0. No, Evans is okay. So that finishes Clarky Boy, wherever he is. There he is. Okay. Right, then I might as well carry on moving my guys. So he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, because he's in fine fettle. Davies will just crouch 1 hex to there. Gilbert, he'll crouch 1 hex to there. Hibbert's got 2 movement points, so he might as well move 1, 2 to there. And that just leaves the squad leader, who will move 1, 2 to there. And the tank will have another go. So it's here at the present moment. Let's see what he's going to do. What's the Japanese activation number? Is 8. Okay, right, with an activation number of 8 on the little card he's got, he's doing paragraph 913, which is what? 913. I say, this is the most tedious part of the game. I honestly don't know what else they could be do to improve this back in the day. The vehicle has been fired on, and again it's doing that vehicle is fired on. He hasn't been fired on this. Didn't say this round, but I'm treating it. We're not actively engaged with him. The vehicle has not been fired on. Drive slowly. He's on patrol mode. Drive slowly. He's got 4 movement points. He's not sure where we are. He's in U15, which means he goes to V14. Takes him to there. V14 takes him to X14. Oh, V14. Sorry, W15. That's 2. W15 means he goes to X14, which is the minefield that he doesn't explode. And X14 means he goes to X15. So he ends up there. Okay. Obviously with a different facing to that. So he's looking clockwise. There we go. All right. So that's the end of that round. So what's going to happen is this star shell is going to go down a bit. A new one did appear over here with 9 rounds. That was the event. I'm going to loiter out of 2 hex range of him whilst he's up here. Once that's gone after 6 rounds, it means he got to go 2 circles round. I'm just going to keep waiting. I'm not going to go and do all of that. What's going to happen is I'm going to see if I can get the incapacitated guy off whilst that tank is down there. And yeah, because there doesn't seem to be any other Japanese, but I've got to play through it. But I don't really want to suffer you guys through it, so I'm going to again pause and see how many rounds it actually takes me to get off, if I get off. Okay, so let's see if we can get Evans 1 more hex. 5 we do. We dragged his incapacitated marker. We didn't actually drag him, but there we go. We're bringing him along. Put him at the top. Why won't he go up to the top? There we go. All right, so he brings him in there, and then tries to drag him in there. Yes. Okay, so that's that action round. I'm going to pause again, see what the tank does. Well, I'm going to see what the tank does. Okay, well, I'm not going to play through 5 more rounds minimum to get rid of that star shell, because even if the Japanese tank is over at this end of the board, okay, he'll be able to see over there. So I'm going to have to wait till that star shell disappears. And there could be another star shell and another star shell. We're not going to move until that's gone and that tank is at that range. And that could be multiple. This is one of the, again, another little problem of these games. I had this problem in Ambush. It just went on and on and on and on and on and on, which I'm not going to prepare to do. Life is too short. So I'd wait for the ideal condition when that's gone and he is down that end. However many rounds that is in the future, that's what we get to. The only thing that doesn't seem to be happening is there doesn't seem to be any escalation. The Japanese don't seem to be bringing any more into it. So what I'm going to do, these 2 rafts will go out, but we've got to find out if Evans actually gets off. So we're going to be dragging him effectively 1 hex. I'm just going to roll for every hex we have to drag him through. See if he gets off. That's a 2. Then we drag him through that hex there. That's a 9. Then we drag him into that hex there. That's a 6. Then we drag him into Y14. He dies at that point. So he has died, which is a shame, but at least I've worked that out legitimately. Then the rest of the guys get on the boats and they get out of Dodge. And that is the mission over. So let me bring this back up to the top and have a little jibber jabber. Okay, so did I enjoy playing that? The answer is yes. However, I found that to be a bit on the tedious side, going on and on and on. And also, I know this was sort of scripted because of very nature of paragraphs. But that was probably the most scripted one I've played. It just felt wrong in many regards. The way that fighter aeroplane, the Zero, you know, I had no way of stopping that because the mine went off, which would put them into whatever condition, which went into rounds, which then meant that their guy got into the aeroplane, got off, and so they were miles away from, well, say miles, hexes away from where I was. So there was no way I could intercept that, interrupt it, get in the way of it. Then the fighter just kept coming and coming and coming, and you're thinking, just, and that tank, perfect route, knows exactly where I've got to go, where I've come from, and everything. It just felt very, very scripted, and there's only one worse scenario I've done of this system, and that would be the parachute drop in ambush. So hopefully the next mission on this, as I say, I want to keep playing it. I'm enjoying the game. I enjoy the experience. I'm enjoying the the thinking I've got to do to get around it. But some of the mythology, and then because I can't just run off and such forth. I mean, I could do, but that would be like a very quick campaign and scenario. So you're all stuck with that problem that I'm going to get off when it's my time to get off, and they're not doing anything differently. So it goes on and on and on and on. Hence why I thought, you know what, that's the timing. Hoped to get Evans off, didn't. Fair enough. Now, in the strict sense of the turn game, I accumulated 20 victory points. I lost 2 guys, 1 killed, 1 incapacitated. That takes me down to 16. I needed 15 to win. I'm not going to class that as a win because I did fudge some of the, especially the Zero and so forth. But I'm not going to count it as a loss either because I did get the victory points. So I'm going to count it as a draw. Now, when it comes to actually accumulating points for my dudes, you normally go ×2 if you lose. By how many guys you survive with, that's how many command points, or campaign points. That's it, campaign points. So if you win, you times it by 4. So it doesn't mention anything about a draw, because I presume there's not normally a draw situation, because I know Americans don't like draws. Well, this is a draw. So I'm going to times it by 3 and upgrade my squad. So I'm going to have 2 new guys come in. And I'll promote the squad ready for the next mission. After this, though, I am going to go back to ambush and carry on in the next chronological order of the ambush missions. Next one on this, now, the actual missions in this book, of course, are not in chronological order. So we've just done Hit and Run, which was mission 2, and then mission 3 is in Saipan. Mission 2 is in Guadalcanal. And yet mission 5 is also in Guadalcanal. So we're going to do mission 5, which is called Stretched Thin. Mission 5, Stretched Thin, will be the next one we will do in this system. I can't remember which one it is in ambush, but I think it's one I've already done before. Mission 2 maybe, or 3. 3, so we're going to get the tank. So I've done that before in maybe a couple of years back, so I'm going to be doing it again because it was asked for me to do it again. Last time it wiped out my whole squad, but this time my squad's a bit more experienced, so we shall see. If you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. It's all great for the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, if you enjoy what I do. And any comments much appreciated. Did you think I did that fairly, unfairly? Should I have done it slightly different? Should I have recorded every single episode? Yeah. Other than that, play games, have fun. If you want to become a channel member, in the link below, great. You want to give me a super thanks, get me a coffee, again in the link below. But other than that, play games. Have fun. I know I am repeating myself, but that is the most important essence of all this. Buy internet.